Oh yeah, me again. So it's time to get these brakes sorted before I get out and start test riding it. But this is the front one I'm going to replace. It's got a leak up on the top seal here. I'm not going to mess about trying to repair it. I'll probably just bin it. But yeah, so I'll probably keep the rear caliper because it's same as what's on my Mongoose. So come in for spare, and I'll keep the cable, but the lever I'll just bin that completely. So yeah, so what I got to do is get that one out of there and size it up with that one. I'm going to make it a little bit larger just in case I use that set of forks at a later date, which do require about another, I don't know, about 10 centimeters of cable. So yeah, so it's just replace this one here off of there down to there, and he sort of goes like he's got to go around this bit down into here and then around to there onto the caliper. But yeah, so it's just size it all up, and then I will replace the rear one, and he goes all the way down the frame and all there. So it's quite a simple job because none of these cables are inside the frame, whereas on my other two bikes they're actually inside the frame on the rear one. So this would be quite a simple task really. But yeah, so yeah, let's crack on. So here we got the new kit, and I've already done in a previous video an unboxing. So I've got myself the metal clamp there. I don't know if I showed them in the last video, but that's steel, that is, or alloy. Some stickers. I think you've already seen all this sort of stuff. There's a sizing kit, all the bits I need to make it the size I need it. That's the other alloy one for the rear. And I've already put in a bright coloured circle just so it don't look so boring. And that is all I need out of the kit. I don't think there's anything else underneath. No, just the manual. Just a grippy giant manual there. But these are simple enough. I'll get rid of this box in a minute. Put that down there for recycling. Right, so basically all I got to do is on here is make sure that the calipers are going to go the same way round, and as you can see, so that is like the outside part there, and that will be the outside part there. So yes, they're both facing the same way, so basically I can hold them together and run the cable up through there. As you can see, I'm going to have to cut quite a lot of cable off of here, quite a fair bit. But yeah, so it's just mark it out, like I say, plus about 10 centimeters extra just for when I fit, or if I fit, the forks at a later date, because otherwise I'll have to come back, recut another cable, and it's just a lot of messing about really, you know. So yeah, but as simple as that. But if someone else was doing this job and you weren't worried about your calipers and all the other bits, you were just going to bin them or keep them for spares, you could just unbolt from where they go into the caliper, where do they go into the lever, and like nip the ends off if they're different screw, like, you know, screw-ins, different thread. You could just actually just use your existing cable, because you wouldn't need to resize, recut and all that sort of messing about. But yeah, so it'd be a lot simpler job, but I don't like simple, so there you go. Anyway, I'm going to get some kit out and I'll be right back. So here you go, all the kit's out. I'm not sure what this little one's for. I'm gonna have to look through the manual to see what that little thing is for. I guess it might be to push up the cable to stop it, all the fluid pouring out, I guess. But there's your olive, there's your spike, so that'll all sort of go in there, cable in between, simple enough. And that's a fitting kit, but I'm not going to need that bit. Like, but you got 2 cracks at it, look, 2 of everything there. Get yourself one of these, because this just makes the whole job so much simpler. Cut your cable and actually screw your olive in. Really simple device to use. But yeah, let's try and position the camera so as you can actually see what I'm doing here. But it is really simple job, this. So I've already marked my line. I know where my line is, which is there. Now fluid is going to come out of here more or less straight away, so basically I'm going to cut it and then I'm going to put this side up, just to so I can release the fluid outside, not inside my shed, if I can. But as simple as that. That's a cutlet, and as you can see, I haven't lost any fluid whatsoever, and this one is full right up. Really simple. Now I need to put this somewhere and I'm not sure where, so what I'm going to do for quickness is I'm just going to put it outside for now, because it is going to leak anyway. I'll come back to that bit in a minute. Okay, so the simple job now is your olive, you don't need to put that on immediately, but I do. Some people put it on after. You line him up like that, so he's in there. Spin this open, spin the clamp open, trying to show you the tool if I can, so you can see it all in action. So you just put that over there like that. I think I may have covered this in a previous video, but I'm not 100% sure that I have. So do that up tight. That's up tight now, look. So you can see the olives down there out the way. Actually there's something else I nearly forgot. Right, before I fit this, I need to stop what I'm doing a minute, because I need the rubber grommet thing, because that's got to go back down there past the olive, so when you fit it in, it all slots in nice. So bear with me, I'll be back in 2 seconds. Okay, so this is the piece I'm on about. It's just like a plastic cover. So I figured out what that is handy for. It is for pushing in there. So basically that's on. I'll put the little olive back on, give it a wipe. It's got a bit of a mess on it rather than moving it around. Right, I'm going to put it back in the vise. You don't need to put it in the vise. I'm just putting it in the vise just to make it easier for myself, really. Okay, so back to this part now. Get him lined up. Clamp him back up like that, and you just turn this. And I hope you can see. I'll try and get a little closer with the camera, just so as you can see it going in. Hopefully you can. Yeah, you should be able to see it there. Try and keep my fingers out the way. But there you go, you just screw it in all the way. just like that, and that's nice and tight there. So unscrew it all, unscrew the clamp like so, and there you have it. Now that, I bring up all the other stuff, so as you can see, so there you go. There's the olive. Like I say, some people put them on after. I like to put them on beforehand. And then basically screw this, this all gets clamped in, and away you go. Ah, damn, you know what I forgot? I forgot to put the bolt on, so I'm going to have to cut it. Now that is why they give you 2 in a kit, because if you bugger it up like I've just done, now I'm going to have to recut this cable as close as I can to there and put the bolt thing back on. I forgot all about it. Silly me. Be back in a sec. Okay, after further investigation, I was able to slot the olive off and actually put the bolt on. So he's on there now, and then the sleeves down there. So basically you just pop the olive on now, this is how some people do it anyway, like that. So now that is ready to be bolted straight back on here. So as you can see, you just push that in there, push the olive up there. Now you're going to have air in the system, so you've got to bleed it anyway, but that's it. It's all in there like that. 8mm spanner. When I do them, usually I'm not this fiddly with them, but it's where I'm trying to show you guys on the camera at the same time. Just makes it a bit difficult. So I'm trying to make sure this goes in nice and tight. Like so. I think that's in. Making sure not to over tighten it. Now it's just a matter of bleed it and fit it. Give it a wipe with a rag. There's bound to be residue of the oil, but yeah, simple as that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a old handlebar, put it in my vise, clamp this onto my old handlebar, and then start bleeding it. But yeah, so that's it. It's a simple little job. I think you've seen me do bleeding quite a fair old bit. Anyway, let's get that set up. Be back in a sec. Okay, so everything's all sorted, screwed in, bolted in. Now to bleed, what I always do is I take my pads out. I've already unloosened this bolt off, so you pull the pin like so and push your pads out. It's just a case of if you get any waste oil going down in there, it doesn't make a mess. Now I bought a kit, so it looks like that'll stay there, so it's better to have your mess. If I can get that back out, I've got it stuck, typical. So when I bought this kit, what size is that one? Is that one any different? About the same. Yeah, it's about the same. But yeah, just put this bolt back in. It's only to hold it in line. doesn't have to be done up tight, that one. Right, so, and what I'm going to do, like, people do them on the bikes obviously, but what I do is I just do it like this. It's just the way I've done it. I do it on the bench and I do it once, so because I had so much hassle with that other one, I thought I'm not going there again with that older one, the one I've taken off. So I thought I'd fix the leak and I hadn't, so, and I made a mess on the handlebars, so I just clamp into there like that. So as you can see, I can get on the filler and I can get on the filler there. So now that's all set up for bleeding. So this one will go on up here, he will sit there like that, and this one will sit in here and I'll pump the fluid up, and it's as simple as that. Anyway, I got to take that out of there. I'll take that one out of there last. I'll take that one out first up the top there, and see how we get on with it. So I'll try and leave the camera on so you can see how much I have to mess. It's just not a straightforward job, but you know, there is a lot of easier ways, if you know what I mean. Okay, right, so what I'll do is I'll take the top one out of here because no fluid should come out of here. Now these are only nipped up, so when you put them back, don't do them too tight. So just take them out careful there. And if you look at that, it sort of tells you what size sort of thread you need, which is not a lot looking at that. So what I'll do is have one and look at that, and the first one I grab is the one. Remember, it went in with a little rubber on the bottom, so it comes out with a little rubber on the bottom. There's several different types in this kit, so I'm going to need another one exactly like that. Well, actually the other one should be the other way, shouldn't it? Because it's got to screw on like that, I believe. Right, so the other one could be potentially that one. I'm just having a look, because these are the top fill ones and they're the bottom ones. Yeah, I think I'll go with that. Oh, I'll just try this one a sec. Right, this one fits 2 and he's longer, that one. Okay, so it's potentially one of those 2 there, but this is definitely the one for the top. I'm just checking again to make sure. Right, that one is too big. I'm just looking because they got different seals. So this one, no, he doesn't fit, see? Right, try that one. Right, now I'm not sure whether I prefer that one or the one I've got. That one is pretty good as well. So I might use that one. I think that's it. That's all I've got to use. So that or that. So that's the 2. But yeah, so I think I'll go with this one at the top. I mean, if it leaks fluid, then I know that I've got to use the other one. I would actually prefer to have a seal around that top, so I think I'm going to go with this one instead, because at least I can get a rubber seal on it like that, and that just pushes in like that. So now that's simple, so that's set up. Now it's this one. Now this is where it gets messy. That's why I've got a cloth down and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, so with this one you're learning along with me because I haven't done it before. And now he is quite tight, so I'm gonna have to take that torque out, which means he must be torqued up, this bottom one, I'm guessing, for it to be so tight. There he goes. Right, I'll whip that off because it'll do it quicker. And even though I've got my two things ready to go, I don't know which one to use yet until I actually get to it, but I know fluid is going to come out of here. I can't odds that. I just need to check the thread. It's right. Oh, I dropped it. Oh, that's the only trouble, because I've not actually done. I did them on my other bike, obviously, but that was a long time ago. Okay, so that's made a nice seal, so we'll fit that like so. Now, did you see the mistake I made? I didn't unplunge it first, which means I would draw all the fluid out of there, and we don't want that, do we? But I don't know where you can see it here. You see I've spilt some already, and that is why I put a cloth down and take my pads out, because if you get contaminated pads, it takes forever to get the contamination out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop him back off like so, take the plunger out, and now fit him. There you go. Now there is a lock system here. I'm not sure how this style works. I should have put this on first. Look, so you put that on and that stops any fluid what's left in there going down in there. It's just a way of not losing so much fluid, but you can. I did get a kit where you used to be able to just clamp it from the outside, but it doesn't matter as long as I got fluid in here and in here. That's all that matters really, because like all the mess is usually down at the bottom. So now I need that royal blue, and here it is. And I need to pour some of that in there. I think I poured in way too much, but it doesn't matter because you can use the other syringe that comes in this kit to suck out any waste. Now, you couldn't see it, but it popped this thing up, which means the air was coming out. Right, so I'll put the dipper there now. Now I don't know where you can see this. I'll try and get the camera on it so as you can see inside there, and you should see air bubbles. Can you see them? I can see them. There they come, look. And you just keep going till there's no air bubbles. So I'm just going to let that sit for a minute. As long as you've got all the right fittings in, it should be fine. Now my plan is to hold it there, because I don't want any air going in the bottom part, see? Alright. So there you go. It looks like all the air is out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my thing back in, So I'm pulling this out, which is bringing fluid up this pipe now, look. You see? And you'll see that going down a bit. And now I'm just going to give it a little press again to see if there's any air coming up. No air coming up. So I think we're good. I'm just moving the camera around here a minute. Now they do say give this a little flick. So while I got the fluid halfway, I just give it a little push. And a little flick like that. That little flick tends to get any air that's up in here out. You can see a few little air bubbles in there now, look. And there you go. So there's no air in the system at all now. And that is pretty much it. All I got to do now is I will push more fluid down that way, get more into there, and then just disconnect everything. And Bob's your uncle, like, you know, it's all done. All good. Anyway, let's I'll make the mess and you wait there for me to carry on. Okay, so there you go. Not too much mess, and more mess down at the bottom here. Just doing that bolt up. This one hardly any mess whatsoever. Contain that. I obviously used a rag, but yeah, so pretty good. And here's the brake test. There you go. Absolutely spot on, look. Dead in line. This is why I like their brakes, because they're so easy to bleed. Now that's just ready to go straight on the bike now. Absolutely perfect. Anyway, let's get it all lined up and get it on the bike and see what it's like. So there you go, all fitted. I just love these brakes. They're just so easy to set up and everything. But yeah, all down in there. I'll put the carbon bars on now. See what they're like. Like I say, they're only the cheap carbon bars. Apparently they're not made in China, they're made in Japan, but we'll see. You know, how can you tell, really? Let's face it. Obviously I wouldn't say at the price I paid that they're real race face, because real race face is like, you know, just under a couple of hundred, and I only paid about 16 quid for the pair, so I can't see that somehow. But yeah, so if I turn the bike that way a bit, you can see what it looks like. Don't look too bad. Quite happy with it. Just lean it over some of those tools a minute. But yeah, really happy with them. Gone in nice, as you can see. I think the orange don't look too bad with that, because I've only got orange. I'm not sure. I haven't got no blue ones. I might invest in a set of blue ones for it. But I think that looks quite cool. It sort of makes the bike stand out on this side a little bit. But yeah, quite sweet. Don't know where I'm keeping them tyres on yet, or swapping them. We'll see as I go. But I'm really happy with the wheels. Had to do that repair like you've seen in the last video on that rear wheel, but you wouldn't notice it if you didn't know. So I'm quite happy with it, the repair of it. But yeah, so there it is for today. Next video will probably be doing the seat, replace the seat, put the brand new alarm on that I got. That'll probably be in the next video. Anyway, hope you're enjoying these. If you are, give me a good thumbs up, a good liking, and spread the word and subscribe. Anyway, I'll catch you in the next one. Stay safe out there and get out and ride.